I want to talk to you about a concept and a word that I have made up myself, I think. And it's the concept of becoming a village mom. Today it's Saturday and you're invited into my kitchen. I will talk to you while I make pancakes. Today I have 3 kids here that are not my own, and they are right now playing in one of the rooms. But a while ago they were out on the yard playing hide and seek. And these are kids from the neighborhood. Every day almost we have some visitors, some kids coming and knocking on the door and wanting to play with my kids. And instead of always sending them out, I do that as well, but I like to keep our house open, and as long as they get along with my children, they are welcome. And if we have a surplus, then I usually give them something to eat if I have the ability. It has been sometimes our finances have been a bit tight during the last year when we have been moving around a lot. But even if the finances are a bit tight, you usually can give them something. So today I'm making pancakes, and I will ask the kids who are here if the parents allow, then they can stay and eat. Many children are not as fortunate to have healthy and stable parents at home. Some of them are a bit neglected, and I know that when I was a child, I was neglected, and I was experiencing a lack of a lot of things in my own house. But during my upbringing, I did come across a few village mothers, someone or a grandmother, usually a woman who took me in a bit when during a 2-year period when my mother decided that I should move and be with my father while he did his internship at the courthouse. He was working long hours, and I was at this age 6 and 7, so I was going to school, and then I was at home by myself a lot. And then there was this older lady. She was in her 60s, I think, and she had just retired. She used to work at the courthouse, and her name was Ruth. It's an old Swedish name. And she told my parents that, well, if Emma doesn't have any place to go after school, she can come and be with me. So almost every day I went to her house, and I would be there. I can't remember exactly what we were doing. She taught me how to crochet, even though I can't remember. Today I can't really remember how to do it, except how to make the long chain. Sometimes we would bake chocolate balls with a little pearl sugar on top, and I really liked those. But most of all, she was kind and just a stable presence. And I came across these women. They were like angels appearing during different periods of my life. But they were just normal, ordinary women who had a little extra room in their heart. And sometimes there were mothers of friends who allowed me to be a part of their everyday. So they made me feel invited and seen. And that doesn't mean that... So I'm a single mother. I don't have a large surplus. I don't have a lot of things or energy to give to others. But I can be a stable adult. I can listen to them if they come and tell me something. And there are a lot of incidences in the neighborhood when something happens and the kids actually come and knock on my door and they have an argument, or someone has a problem, and they come and talk to me. I can't always solve it, and sometimes I tell them that, well, you have to go and talk to your parents about that. But it's just the attitude that I treat them just like I would with my kids. And I can tell them now there's too much noise in here. You need to go out. So inside we use our indoor voices. Otherwise you have to leave. Or I can be honest with them and still be kind, just as I treat my own kids. Why am I talking about this? Well, because in this age, there is so much driving us towards ourselves. And especially if we have been abused and taken advantage of, we might feel that, well, this is not my responsibility, and I should not take responsibility that is not mine, and I should not feel guilty for things happening that is not my doing. And that's correct. So before, I thought that I should solve all problems, and I was always, when I saw a situation when there was a problem, I got this feeling that, well, I should be able to solve it somehow. I have healed that, so that feeling is gone. And this that I'm doing now, keeping a bit of an open home when I have the ability, it's something that I'm doing just out of joy and out of love for my fellow humans. And also, it's like a service to life. So these kids are, like it used to be that kids were like brought up in a community. And in a way, in some places, that still happens. But especially when toxicity is becoming so widespread, it's good just to be a good role model, in a way, like modeling healthy boundaries, modeling the ability to be kind to each other, not overgiving, not overextending, and be clear about, sometimes I tell them that today you can eat with us, and sometimes I can't invite kids to have meals with us. Either my energy is low or I had just not planned for it. And then I can tell them that, well, today you can't eat with us. So they have their own families that are responsible for them. And even if some of them don't do as good for the kids that you might would wish, that is not my responsibility. Of course, if there is some abuse going on, then that might be my responsibility if I become aware of it to help that child get help. But mostly, like, there is a lot of divorces going on. Both parents have created their new families, sometimes with babies. They just don't have time for the kids. There are a lot of kids who might have good parents, but just don't have time for them. And I'm not saying that I'm a saint. I'm just sharing this because just like when you go out and you see some trash being thrown on the ground, well, it's not your responsibility to pick it up. But if you have some energy and time, you might want to do it anyway, because to make the world a little bit better, to spread the light, to spread the goodness, and that is something you can do. And especially when it comes to kids who are in your proximity and they are hungry for that, that's a very beautiful thing to do. I think it's a service to life, to the positive force. And it's a way that we are fighting back against the toxicity, the selfish propaganda, and that we are investing a little bit into a smaller life, someone that is looking for role models, someone that is still malleable. We want to give them some goodness to keep them from turning, as they grow up, into bitterness or anger, or do some bad things in order to get attention that may hurt themselves or hurt others. So I'm just one person. I can't make that much difference. And I have good days and bad days, as do you. But I don't mean to put that responsibility on you, or to guilt you if you don't have the ability to do this. I'm just saying that if and when you have the ability to share a bit, anything, just share a kind word, or looking in a person's eyes and seeing them, that's a service to life. And I think that when you are serving life, when you're serving goodness and the positive force in the world, then you align with that. It becomes your ally, and it's like you are connecting to the life force when you're doing that work. And that is something that definitely will benefit you and guide you and lead you and give you back. I will talk a bit more about this on Friday, about the good force and the evil force, and share a bit more about what I have experienced, true experiences that I have had with both these forces. It will be, I would love for you to join me for that video and share what your experiences are. I'm Emma, holding up a light over the bridge. See you in the next video.